Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, January 24th, and it is Lunch with Lori, and today we're going to talk about hot air balloons. Originally, I was going to show another celebration item because celebration is happening right this very minute, but over the weekend, I hosted a one-day craft event, an all-day creative escape with my Stampin' friend Sarah. And we do this 3 or 4 times a year, and typically everyone is local and they come to our event in person. We do have a couple who weren't able to come in person for this particular one. We do offer it to go. That has typically been just for local people, but we decided what a great idea to offer it to people who don't live locally. So I'm going to show you what our event is today. And if it's something that you're interested in, it's something you can do in your home, at your convenience, in your pajamas, which is always a bonus, especially in the winter. And then we, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. My son just texted me and my watch buzzed, so I got a little distracted. There was a little bit of a squirrel. But we have, at our event, we have make and takes. So everyone gets the same make and take packet, and you can make those if you choose or not. Each time, it depends. This time there were 6, there were 5 cards, and then a 3D project. And we also have an optional class, an in-person, for now, an in-person optional class. In the future, we would love to have the optional class be to go, but for now, we're going to keep it for the local people. So if you're local to the St. Louis area or near St. Louis and you'd like to attend our events, you let me know and we will get you on the list so that you know when the next one is. We host these at Sarah's school where she works, and it is, it's always a fun day. We have lunch, we have dinner. You can borrow our things, anything that we have. Ladies bring their own stuff. They craft all day. It's a lot of fun. And so we would love to have you if you're local. If you're not local and you're interested in a day of crafting on your very own, I'm going to show you, today I'm just going to show you 2 of the cards. Actually, 5 of the cards are actually laying here. And we have, these were part of our make and takes. This one was copied from Stamp It Up with Jamie. We took her idea and changed it just a smidge and used that one. And this one, I must admit, I don't remember the lady's name, but we made this one using, so this one was a stamped balloon and die cut. This one was also a stamped balloon and a die cut. This note card was punched or die cut from a sheet of designer series paper. I'm going to show you that in just a second. We try to show a suite when we do our retreats so that you can see the pieces and how they work. This particular balloon was die cut. This one's a little bit crooked. Was die cut from the pieces, and it was assembled so that there's no stamping on this balloon, just die cutting. And then this one was copied straight out of the January to April mini catalog. For the most part, we did switch up how the banners go on each one, but that one was just a fun, doesn't use the balloon way to show that suite. If you haven't seen the suite, it is a super cute. The paper is very pretty. There's sheets, and if you see it, it is definitely a spring-like color scheme. The colors are light and fun and spring-like, and you don't have to use the hot air balloons. I had a downline meeting, and a couple of my ladies said they didn't really care for the balloons, but then after we did this on Saturday, one of the ones who attended said, well, it's not so bad. So I hope that you'll give it a chance. There's stripes. I'm always a fan of the stripes. There's yellow lemon lolly stripes, and then bubble bath arrows. There are diamonds with all of the colors of the designer series paper. And then petal pink, I don't really know what the scallops. I'm going to say I don't really know what to call those. Polka dots. Polka dots are also always one of my favorites. Just bright, fun, and then clouds in the sky. There are dyes in the bundle, in the hot air balloon bundle, but actually for our event we used the Cloud Punch, which coordinates beautifully, and I'll show you that in just a second also. Fresh freesia scallops and dots, along with just some fun little pool party. They're not really dots, they're more like flowers, sort of. Diagonal stripes. Let me show you the back of that one really quick. Balmy blue, and that is all. There's 6 different patterns. So for our retreat, you actually receive most of the pack of paper. It depends on the retreat and what we decide to give, but our ladies got a half pack of paper. They received an entire package of the 3-color baker's twine. So it has lemon lolly, flirty flamingo, and balmy blue. And also a full package of the rainbow adhesive bag dots. And that also contains all of the colors for what are in the designer series paper. So it coordinates amazingly. We have pillow gifts. We have, which always includes chocolate. We might not send chocolate in the summertime, but it does include chocolate. So something to keep in mind, if you're interested in our retreat to go, I'm going to send the link, or I will post the link to register. And the registration is due February 1st. So by the end of next week, if you're interested, let me know and we will get you signed up and we will get this packet out to you. You can add on, if you already have the hot air balloon, that's also a great option. Or you can, if you already say, I already have a hot air balloon that I got in 2005 and you want to use it, that is also great. All of our projects will be using this bundle. If you don't have it and you would like to add it on, you can add that on to your retreat for the price of just the bundle. So the bundle is actually $45. And so if you add it on to the retreat, and that this is only for the retreat, you would get no shipping and no tax. And that's an option on your registration form. So keep that in mind. It's a great way to get the bundle at a little bit of a discount. All right, so let's make 2 cards. This one is a note card. It's a very simple note card. And I like note cards for beginners because you don't have to cut much paper. You can use the card base if you just want to. They come with envelopes. It's easy. You go on your way. This particular one, we have the basket die cut for us. And then the balloon is also die cut. And as you probably noticed on the paper, the balloons are different shapes. There's some that are regular balloon shape and there are some that are hearts. So I'm going to use the heart this time. And when I did notice when I was doing it that it's easier if you just snip the bottom off of this heart so that it's a little more flat, so you have a better space to attach your basket. Just a little lesson that I learned along the way. I have a brand new adhesive here and it's causing me a little bit of trouble. There we go. I just need a little bit of the adhesive at the bottom. Okay, my paper is small. There we go. I'm trying not to make a long streak because I just need it at the bottom, but maybe, there we go. We're gonna just attach that basket right on the back, kind of at the bottom of the balloon, so that we have, there's our hot air balloon. I'm also going to put dimensionals on this, and then I'm going to set it aside, and I'll show you the rest of the card. But that's the first piece. So you would die cut your balloons and have that ready. We'll set that aside. And then we want to make a little bit of a sky. So the blending brushes are amazing for that, and I apologize in advance. My table's probably going to shake a little bit. Just take your blending brush and go on your blue ink. And usually I tell you to go off the side and on, but since there's going to be a spot that's covered it's okay if you have a little bit of a, you can see the darker blue spot. If you don't have that covered, you don't want that to happen. We're gonna be okay with it today because we're gonna cover that with the balloon and the cloud. All right, it doesn't have to be perfect or cover the whole thing. I'll go up just a little bit. All right, so we have our sky. It's not super dark, but it'll be enough to add just a little bit of depth to our card. And then before I glue anything onto it, I'm gonna stamp my sentiment right across the bottom. And it is, I'm gonna use just a note to lift you up. And we had several ladies, a couple of ladies at our retreat on Saturday who made extras of these because they thought it was super cute and a nice thing, just a nice little note. All right. And that is the biggest part of the card, one of the most difficult parts, lining up that sentiment. All right, now I'm gonna put one cloud on here, and this is done with the cloud punch, and the cloud punch is in the annual catalog, and it coordinates beautifully. Like I said, there is a balloon die. Actually, there's 2 balloon dies in the bundle, but as you can see, I'm going to lay one right here on top of this cloud. They're much smaller, and we wanted something a little more substantial. So either one works perfectly. If you choose to do the retreat to go, your clouds are already punched for you. All right, so I don't want it to cover the whole, I don't want that whole cloud on my card, so I'm gonna glue it so that it goes off just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my scissors and take my paper snips. I'm just gonna turn it over and I'm gonna snip right along the edge. There we go. So you don't want to put adhesive on the whole cloud because you're gonna cut it off. So we'll go ahead and attach that to the gray panel. It is just a basic gray panel, and the reason we chose basic gray was we could make our basket neutral, and we could also, our attendees could choose whichever color balloon that they wanted, and it would still look okay. If we chose a pink one and you chose a green balloon, you might not like it as well. All right, and then this will just go on the front of our note card. I'm going to go ahead and fold that. These are also scored for you. Sometimes I like to be sure that they're actually lined up properly. And go ahead, put that right on the front. And then, oh, I forgot a dimensional on my basket. I did do one dimensional on the basket just in case it came loose from the balloon, that it would still stay attached to my card. And then I just placed that right in the sky. But then of course it needs a little something something, and so we used the rainbow dots, and I'm going to use the fresh freesia ones since those are the color that I used. And just put some of those on our sky. Hopefully there's someone who attended our retreat who is watching today who can verify that we had a great time and that it is worth your money. If you attend in person, the fee is $74. And that includes your food. If you need this to go, it includes shipping, and that's $79. It includes everything that our ladies in person got except for the food. So this is one of the cards that you would be making. Let's set that aside. And then I'm going to show you how to piece the dies together. This one's not necessarily trickier, but I'm going to go ahead and fold my card base. This is Lemon Lolly. And if that doesn't say spring, I'm not sure what does. And then to save space, to save paper, we die cut the balloon outline from the card panel. So we can go ahead and put those together. We used the trio of embossing folders, the basics embossing folders that are on online exclusives. And there's the crosshatch, the polka dots, and the flower. Those are a package of 3, and they are amazing. If you haven't seen those, you should really check those out because they make a background. We used first just a solid blue background, and it needed a little something, so we embossed it with the embossing folder. And we also, and you probably can't see it on my basket. Let me find one here. No, my samples don't have them. We also ran a sheet of basic gray through the embossing folder with this, and if you look at it closely, it looks pretty much like a basket. So when we embossed it and then cut it, it looks like our baskets are embossed. So, all right, this is a pretty flat embossing folder. So we're gonna go ahead and attach our clouds, and I'm gonna attach, actually, let me stamp one of them first. I'm gonna use Fresh Freesia ink. My original sample says hang in there, but I'm actually gonna change that, and I'm going to make it a happy birthday because I always need a birthday card. So I'm using Fresh Freesia ink. On my cloud. There we go. Out of the way so I don't put my fingers in it. All right, so that one I'm going to put on dimensionals. I have some scraps of dimensionals over here. Let me get those. All of your balloons and clouds could go on dimensionals. It's entirely up to you. Like I said, especially if you turn this embossing folder over and do it the other way, it's flat enough that you can put something directly flat on there. All right, but the other two, I have all the pieces here, and I'll show you those. And I'm just going to put those and they can go either direction. They can go the same direction or they can go the opposite direction. So I think I'm going to go opposite direction with this one because no two clouds are the same, right? And then we'll put this one here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this piece down. So then it's together and we're ready. The part that shows through is completely fine because it's going to be down and no one will see that. You could also put this piece on dimensionals if you choose, but that's entirely up to you. Okay, now I am going to put the sentiment on dimensionals, and the one thing that I need to do is I'm going to put some of the twine behind the cloud. I'm going to go ahead and use the lemon lolly, and I just tied a bow on the back, a pretty big loopy bow, like tying your shoe. Like so. Except I say it's easy, and look at that. I can't even get a shoelace bow tied properly today. Yesterday I cut my thumb right on the back of my my thumbnail, and it was terrible, and you don't realize how much do you use your thumb until it is very sore. All right, so then we're going to put this on the back of the cloud, and there's no right or wrong way to do that, but I am going to use Scotch tape to do that. Probably should have done this before I put my dimensionals on. So if you are doing this, I suggest doing that first. I got out of control. Okay, that'll hold. Go ahead and use both pieces. There we go. All right, so the bow is tied just on the back of the cloud. Very simple. I'm going to trim this side because that's a little bit long. We have our dimensionals. And I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. And I'll tell you why I'm doing that. If I put this on first, then I know where to attach my balloon. All right, so the balloon. Now, when I made these pieces, we put adhesive sheet on the back. If you don't have any adhesive sheets, these are amazing. They make a sticker out of anything, and you put that on the back of your cardstock, flip it over, and you run it through your machine, and when it comes out, there's adhesive on the back, so it is just like a sticker. When you're going to peel off the back, and a lot of those little pieces will come with it, just like that. Because it would be impossible, or nearly impossible, to get glue on all the places on these little bitty slots. So you take your pick tool, then this is the middle section of the balloon, and you lay it on there. Oop, I have a little straggler. What I get for being picky, I guess. Get those off of there. All right, let's try this again. So this piece, because it has the adhesive sheet on it, will stick to that balmy blue section, and that is the middle decorative section of your balloon. So then the regular adhesive will go onto this piece, right on your balloon, like that. And this is one of the other balloon baskets that's a little different. So we put adhesive sheet on the back of this one also. You can peel it off. We originally weren't going to do adhesive sheet, but decided that we should, and so we'll stick at the top, and then it will also stick at the bottom onto the cloud. So if you've got this piece lined up like that, go up just a bit. So that's stuck onto there. This piece is still sticky, so it can go right on top of the cloud and will stick. It won't get in the way. But before I do that, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of my balloon so that it stands up off of the page. We don't need dimensionals on this because that's going to stick onto this cloud that's already popped up as well. And you can put that wherever you would like. That way, that will make the bottom piece stick to the cloud. And your balloon is in the air. And of course, we need some dots, some rainbow dots. And I think, let's see, the blue will not show. Let's go yellow. Let's go with the yellow ones. And that ties our yellow twine and our yellow card in with it. And one little one. And there you have a fun birthday card that can be for an adult, it can be for a child, it can be for anyone on your birthday list, or it could be a thinking of you, hang in there type card as well. So I'm only going to show 2 cards today because I don't want you to have to be here all day, and lunch is lunch. let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you are interested in the retreat to go, the link will be posted in the description for the video. Registration is open through February 1st, and it is $79, and that will be shipped direct to your door, and you can do all the projects, get all the pillow gifts, the make and takes, and do that in the comfort of your own home. Thank you for joining me today. I will be posting that next week. Starting next week, I'm going to need to move my Lunch with Lori to Tuesdays. Thursday is typically my all-occasion card class day, and so Wednesdays, every other Wednesday, I have something that's come onto my calendar. So I need to switch to Tuesday. So starting next Tuesday, which is January 30th, I believe, I will be doing Lunch with Lori at 11:30 on Tuesdays. So I look forward to seeing you back here next week. If you have any questions or need anything, give me a call or send me an email or send me a message here on Facebook, and I will talk to you all soon. Have a great day.